Chapter 2. Latitudes and Longitudes. We have read in the previous classes how globes and maps help us to find places on Earth. The Earth is like a spinning sphere. A globe is a miniature model of the Earth. If you examine a globe, you will notice that it has an axle that allows it to spin around. In this way, a globe imitates the spinning of the Earth, which rotates around an imaginary axle. This imaginary axle is called the axis of the Earth. The endpoints of the axis are fixed. These two endpoints can be used as starting points on the Earth or on the globe. These endpoints are named as the North Pole and the South Pole, lines of latitude or parallels. The lines of latitude are parallel to each other. Hence, they are also called the parallels. The parallels are placed at equal distances and they neither touch nor cut each other. We have a circle around the Earth that runs exactly halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole. It is the largest parallel. It is called the equator. It divides the globe into two equal parts. The northern half is called the northern hemisphere and the southern half is called the southern hemisphere. Parallels are used to measure the distance or position of a place which lies north or south of the equator. This distance is called latitude. As we take the equator, the reference line, we say it is at 0 degrees latitude. The North Pole is at 90 degrees north latitude, 90 degrees N, and the South Pole is at 90 degrees south latitude, 90 degrees S. The other parallels are marked between 0 degrees and 90 degrees, north or south. Special parallels. There are 4 special parallels or latitudes apart from the equator and the poles. They are as follows. 1. The Tropic of Cancer is at 23½ degrees N. 2. The Tropic of Capricorn is at 23½ degrees S. 3. The Arctic Circle is at 66½ degrees N. 4. The Antarctic Circle is at 66½ degrees S. The special parallels divide the Earth from north to south into various heat zones. Longitudes. Longitudes are semicircular imaginary lines drawn vertically from the North Pole to the South Pole. These lines are also called meridians. The line which passes at Greenwich near London is the most important longitude and is marked at 0 degrees. This is called the prime meridian. The longitudes are 360 in number. The lines of longitude appear vertical but are actually halves of great ellipses, closed curves of the same length. However, the distance between the longitudes is maximum at the equator, but it goes on decreasing toward the poles where it is minimum. Longitudes are marked as 180 degrees east and 180 degrees west of the prime meridian. Locating places. The latitudes and longitudes cut each other at right angles and form a network of lines on the globe, which is called the grid. This grid helps us to locate places on the globe. To locate a place on the globe, we should know the values of latitude and longitude. The place at which the parallel of that latitude and the meridian of that longitude cross each other is the location of that place. Time zones. The Earth rotates once every 24 hours on its axis and there are 360 degrees of longitude. Each hour of Earth rotation represents 15 degrees of longitude. Fleming proposed that the globe be divided into 24 time zones, each 15 degrees of longitude in width. The Earth is, therefore, divided into 24 time zones. Remember, throughout the time zone the same standard time is used though each time zone has a different standard time. Between two consecutive time zones, the difference in their standard time is always 1 hour. The time convention begins with Greenwich Mean Time located at the Greenwich Meridian. Time zones to the east of the Greenwich Meridians are later, and times to the west of the Greenwich Meridian are earlier. That is why a watch will show more hours in Italy than in Portugal at the same time. International Dateline. The International Dateline is an imaginary line of longitude on the surface of the Earth that runs from the North Pole to the South Pole. While measuring time along the 180 degrees meridian, a particular problem arises. Supposing it's 9 a.m. Wednesday morning at Greenwich, then at 180 degrees E, the time will be 9 p.m. on the same day, as it is 12 time zones ahead of GMT. 180 degrees equals 15 degrees times 12, and at 180 degrees W, the time will be 9 p.m. on Tuesday evening, as it is 12 time zones behind GMT. But 180 degrees E and 180 degrees W coincide. Therefore, if you cross this line from west to east, you repeat a day. And if you cross it from east to west, you stand to lose a day. To avoid such confusion, all the countries have fixed a boundary line called the International Date Line, which follows 180 degrees